Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Always Sometimes Monsters. So we're gonna finally figure out what the job Larry had for us is. So let's just continue the story here. So this is where all the magic happens, huh? I always expected a publishing office to be a little bit more glamorous, you know. Well, this is technically just our warehouse. The actual office is closer to downtown. So what are we doing here then? This is the job I was talking about. We've got a real situation on our hands with the strike right now and need the help. These orders aren't going to fill themselves and we can't afford to stagnate. Orders? You mean I'm shipping books out to stores or something? Well, not exactly. The company's selling off unused slipcovers and spines to a pulping plant overseas in China. It's a decent way to recoup some of the losses. We get a big environmental tax credit. And they get a big environmental tax credit. So, when books don't sell, well, I don't know if this is true for books as much as it is for magazines. When magazines don't sell at bookstores, they often will rip off the cover and mail them back for a credit or a refund to the publishers. And it's kind of this weird scheme where like the bookstores can intentionally overorder like copies of books they know they'll never sell to get credits, so they have credits in the next quarter to avoid paying too much taxes. There's some real crazy like accounting manipulation that goes on here, and the whole thing is super unfriendly to the environment because you're just printing books that are never going to be sold to anybody, destroying those books, throwing away everything except for the cover. Sometimes they wouldn't even rip the covers off. Sometimes they mail the entire book back, and then the entire book would probably just get shredded to It's a real crazy system. You'd think that there's a better way to do things like this, but sadly, the system evolved out of just trying to find schemes to save more money. And so here's another scheme we see where they're getting the book covers and spines that they either didn't use or got sent back to them, and they're sending it to somebody in China who, if you send anything to China for recycling, who knows where that's going to happen. I don't even trust most Western companies that say they recycle because there's so many tricks and different ways. It's hard to verify they're actually recycling and it doesn't just end up in the landfill anyways. Or maybe they recycle the things they can make a lot of money off of, say maybe paper, cardboard, and metal. That's often why in cities, instead of having to recycle everything and sort everything out separately, you just have to recycle paper, plastic, metal, aluminum, and glass, because all of those things are easy to recycle, whereas like food wastes they don't seem to really care about sometimes. And certainly you could sort more recycling types of things if they were trying to do 100% recycling, and that there just certainly aren't. Paper doesn't grow on trees, you know. Paper does grow on trees. When you said you had work for me, I figured it'd be in my wheelhouse, you know, putting letters in the words in the sentences, so on and so forth. Come on, Jill, you had your chance already. How many times do you expect me to stick my neck out for you? Wait, you said unused slipcovers? You're kidding me, right? You're literally having me pulp my own failures? What the fuck? Did you ever, did she ever actually print any book? I guess maybe she got one book and then failed to deliver another one? Or maybe she got several books. Well, the boxes are sealed. I'll leave the mystery up to you. You're not our only failure on our books, you know. Right, because being the worst of the worst would still mean I'm the best at something. Hey, you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll give you a minute to change and meet you downstairs. There's a uniform in the lockers over there. The foreman's kind of particular about it, so do me a favor of playing along. Whatever. Hey, maybe think of this as a new start. We're still a team, you know. Sure feels like it. Don't give me that, Jill. You're mad at yourself, not at me. We're still a team, right? Yeah, I guess. So, he's still giving her a job. I mean, it's not the job you want, but I've been living on the street, catching fish, and I did have that daily news freelancer job, but that wasn't getting me consistent work. At least I can have a consistent job here and maybe every now and then do some writing. Alright, cool. Take a minute to collect yourself. I'll see you in 5. Phone's by the coffee maker if you still need it. So we were gonna try to call, looks like a trashy tabloid magazine or something. I suppose flipping through the headlines wouldn't hurt. Or the total ability to learn sign language. Finally a breakthrough in interspecies communication. Chill on the army conscripts werewolves. Well, I suppose wolfmen would be pretty good during the night missions. Alright, so there's only even 2 solutions there. 2 answers. Let's see, we could buy drinks. There's always soda machines everywhere. Let's see. This is the first time we've ever changed our outfit. Grab a coffee. What's my stamina right now anyways? I've got probably more than enough to fix everything there. I've got plenty of food. We can use the phone. Let's see. Let's see if we can find the combo. On the bulletin board, it's got a notice about a union-wide picnic event. Where would you even host that in a city like this? So, at a certain point, if we can figure out what the safes are, we might be able to break into the safe, but why? This is ridiculous. 00, 01, 02. Oh, it's 3 number combinations though. So yeah, I'll never figure that out. List of names on the clipboard. Looks like someone's been keeping a record of anarchist terrorists, whatever that means. Current work schedule. Looks like nobody's been here in quite a while. So there's 3 things of information we got there. Now, we're gonna call Bob. The X's number. Well, here goes nothing. Not a good time really to talk to the X right before you start a job. Hello? Hello? Is Bob there? No, sorry, this is his old number. He gave me his old phone when he moved out to San Fernando. Oh, sorry about that then. Thanks anyway. What's your name anyway, so I can say who called? Oh right, it's Jill. Holy shit, I thought I recognized that voice. It's me, Mark. Mark? Yeah, come on now. Remember old Mark and sis, don't you? Shit, Junior, you probably forgot all about me. I know, I've known you since you were in nappies, baby girl. Old friend of your folks. I used to look after you on the odd weekends here and there. Well, you looked after yourself mostly, but you got the idea, right? Shit, I haven't talked to you, any of y'all in a long while. How are the old folks anyway? Oh, never mind. What the hell are you doing calling up Bob? Don't tell me you two know each other. Yeah, we know each other. We dated. I don't even know if we lived together. We dated for a while, actually. Well, I'll be damned. Now that I picture it, you two would make a pretty good couple. It's one hell of a small world, I'll give you that, I will. I heard he's getting married, though, isn't he? Not too long from now in San Fernando, if I recall. Yeah, that's where I'm trying to get to. Of course, money's tight and travel expensive, so it's been a nightmare so far. Well, shit, Salt City's on the way. You swing by here and I'll drive you there myself. So we got another ride. Are you serious? That'd be a huge weight off of my shoulders. Of course I'm serious. I'll take you right to the chapel if need be. It's the least I could do. It's just really nice to see you again. See what you look like all grown up. Alright then, thanks. How do I find you when I get to Salt City? You can ask pretty much anyone in town and they'll tell you. Just look for the Jubilee Trailer Park though. That's where you'll find me. Door's always open. Well, alright then. Thanks a lot. I guess I'll see you when I get there. Jubilee Trailer Park in Salt City. Whoa dog, this is gonna be a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing you, Jill. Yeah, I guess that you too, Mark and Sis. See, you do remember. Alright, I gotta go now, but I'll take care, Jill. Well, I didn't expect that. Back to reality for now. Let's get this shitty warehouse job out of the way. Man, a lot of cussing. You're just gonna cuss to people, like, immediately on the phone? I wouldn't do that. Glad you can make it. I'm the foreman here. From here on out, you'll be reporting to me, alright? I expect to see some hard work from you. I don't need any more layabouts or slackers. I've had enough of young anti-union punks bitching about orders. Understand me? Hey Red, give it a break today, alright? You try to tell me how to run my warehouse? Jesus, everyone's critic. Jill's an out-of-towner. She's got nothing to do with the strike. Oh, what do you know? You... Really? Really? I'm just gonna skip all this. Maybe that's the part of the Arnicus Pans, you know. This is ridiculous, Red. I think you're starting to get paranoid. Jill's an old friend. You can trust her. Well, why didn't you say so? Well, will somebody tell me what's going on? Red here is one of the 13 leaders of the Beaten Workers Union. You're walking into the middle of a minor dispute between the union and some of its former members. Minor dispute? Those ungrateful bastards refused to pay union dues. Well, you did sell them out the macro shaft. Brah, whatever you've heard had to worry about you. Whatever you ever had to worry about job security. That vote guaranteed the city the contracts we needed to keep things running. You know, those things us dirty peasants who don't work in skyscrapers worry about. If I were you, I'd stick my nose out of the business it don't belong in. So, like, I can almost start to understand the conflict now, but there's been a lot of garbage said up to this point to say that maybe the union did approve some kind of contract that had to have union approval between the businesses, but most unions don't have any hand in that. Like, if there was a union, say, in Target, and Target wanted to sign a contract with McDonald's to have McDonald's in all of their Targets, that almost certainly is never a negotiated feature for a union. Union doesn't care. Union is happy for work from anybody, so they wouldn't even negotiate for that. As long as it doesn't end up costing people hours or jobs, which signing a contract to have more business adds hours and jobs, the union's happy. Now, as for union members not paying union dues, sure, that happens. People get mad at the union all the time. Often unions suck and can't accomplish anything, so people don't pay dues. Some states you have to pay dues or it's taken out of your paycheck by default, and that certainly sucks. And it's another reason why if you work a job with a union, you might consider turning around and walking out because you may be a member of it, regardless of whether you wanted to or not. But there's just still some lack of knowledge and lack of reason going on here. Anyway, none of this is any of your concern. That's right. You've got no business in union affairs until you've proven yourself. We're hurting for members, but I'm not about to bend the rules now, even if you're a friend of the company. Here's the pay I promised you. I don't know if it'll get you all the way to San Fernando, but it should help. Larry gave you $150. Cash up front? Those new contracts are even better than I thought. I still expect a full day's work out of you, Joe, even if you are a woman. Don't worry, she'll do a good job. We'll see. Do a good job and I'll take you back to the clubhouse after a drink. Most of the gang will be there and they're all looking for good labor right now. Alright, I'll leave you to the job then. You gotta get back to the office before the whole day slips away. Right, down to business. We've got a conveyor belt at the end of one of the warehouses and a truck at the other. Your job is to take the boxes off the conveyor belt and put them onto the truck. There are a lot of boxes to move, so I don't want to see you slacking, alright? If you really put your back into it, you might even be able to clear all the stock out today. Manage that and I can guarantee you there'll be plenty of more work for you later. Move boxes from the conveyor belt to the truck. I think I can manage that great. As a union member, I'm due a coffee break now, so I'll check back on you in a bit, alright? I expect to see a decent number of boxes moved before I return. Got it. There's way too much talk about the union going on here. Alright, enough chit-chatting. Get to work. This entire conversation, if it wasn't trying to tell stories, would be super easy. Alright, first box. This doesn't seem so hard. Now, the problem with this is going to be the controls in the system. So one, and this is absolutely no way to move boxes. First of all, why don't they just have a conveyor belt that moves all the way to the end? Switch is jammed. This is definitely not the most stimulating job, but it's not too bad. So here we have another metaphor of a job, a boring job. The amount of progress they would want for this is ridiculous. Is it just me, or are these things getting heavier? They first of all would want you to have an entire pallet full of books to go in the back of the truck, and they'd want that pallet wrapped in a stretchy plastic wrap material that they use, and they'd want it to go floor to ceiling, and they'd want to use one of these carriers that's over there. You know, I've already got my pay in my pocket. Not that I would, but I guess I could cut out anytime I wanted. No, I don't see any reason to do that. I mean, the reason why you do a good job of it at work is to ensure you get more. Let's see. Let's take a little break here. Like, sure, $100 is a decent amount of money for one day, but it's not anything you would live with. You can live off of for a long period of time. Nobody exactly mentioned how many boxes were going to come down this damn thing. There's probably a maximum here. And there's a lot of lifting and walking going on here in this job, and this is lifting, walking, major ways to cause people to get hurt. Pile discarded lotto tickets. Looks like Red's tickets. He plays the same numbers every time. 45, 12, 31. So if we can get back into the break room, we can probably try that number. 45, 12, 31. So, like, the pallets and the pallet lifter here make a lot more sense as far as moving this. And see, they would want her to work so fast. Let's see. So he's in the other office. Cabinet inner combo. 45. 12. 31. Open the cabinet and have access to it. Look inside the file and cabinet, some kind of contract. Take it. You got the union papers. Nice. And so if we come over here and look at the item, let's see. Union papers. Some sort of union contract papers. And I assume this door is the bathroom. Interesting. We'll go ahead and use the toilet everywhere. I guess we're not going to find the... can't use the urinals. Alright. So, it almost feels like there would be some kind of system as far as actually having to use the bathroom. Seriously, how long is Red off of this break? Is there literally no supervision in this place? That is also very, very uncommon in union jobs. Oh, a screwdriver. Well, take it. This might come in handy. You pick up the screwdriver. Machine's out of order. There's a loose screw on the vending machine. Fix it with the screwdriver. I fixed it. And beer and cigarettes. I could understand maybe selling cigarettes at a job site, but beer? So I guess we just want to exhaust this. Yeah, but you have in union jobs almost constant spying / supervision. It's supervision to the point of spying usually, because they want to find anything that they can put on a permanent record. This got to be a joke or hazing something. There's nobody else here, and I'm making an idiot myself. No, you're doing what they asked, whether it was stupid or not. I don't know. That's not you for you to determine and repeat. Probably is a stupid job at this point. So yeah, if people aren't watching you, you could just do whatever you want. And I don't think that's the point. You can also see in this area there's just tons of cameras everywhere. And so there's a guy over here. Still not done, I see. You better put your back into it, or we're gonna be here all day. Well, I don't know how many of these we're supposed to really do. I guess we'll just maybe go up to even 20 at a certain point, and then I think I would just... These boxes just aren't coming, don't they? There's no end in sight. And I guess the story is trying to push us into giving up and quitting. Certainly that's what we've seen of Jill as a character up to this point, not finishing the job that she was hired for, writing the books, being kind of just lazy in the layabout. Also, certainly this is probably one of those jobs that is just going to take you forever. But, if everybody else, if there's supposed to be 10 people doing this job, it would make a lot more sense. I Like, you could get a whole chain of people walking back and forth in the circles. Next time I take a job like this, I'm telling them I want to be paid by the box. There's no way $150 worth this amount of boredom. Yeah, that's a decent argument there. But yeah, most jobs are boring. This is stupid. And see, my problem with a job like this is that they could certainly fix this. There's no reason to have all the storage on this side. There should be a conveyor belt, like right up to the cart, if you're gonna take box per box. Or they should have told us how to use the pallets. And the storage here should be somewhere else, and this looks like a boxing station to make more boxes to go out, because I'm sure this is a shipping and receiving station, and one side should be shipping, one side should be receiving. I'm sure people who have worked in warehouses, I've definitely had enough of this. This question is, how long do I put up with this nonsense before quitting? This isn't really a job that you have been given a great reason to quit so far. They asked you to move boxes, you're moving boxes. I can understand if you're physically incapable. I can understand if you're mentally or emotionally incapable. But this isn't... There's no sneak here. There's no trick. They're having you do it in a very dumb way, certainly, but... they paid you up front, which is insane. And they're not harassing you. They're not telling you that you're doing it wrong. They're not complaining. Alright, Red's back, so maybe I'll see if he'll let me out after this one's finished. So, I'm gonna see if the game forces us to go forward, or if we're just supposed to continue. I mean, I could do this all day, and just work out the hours. This is how most jobs occur. Anyways, is you're given a schedule, work 8 hours. For 8 hours, pick up boxes, take them to this stuff. You would totally kill your feet. You would potentially ruin your back, certainly. There's some major safety precautions need to be taken for this. There was really no reason for you to wear a uniform. That's just stupid militaristic uniformity ideas. But this isn't... there's nothing really wrong with this job, and I think that's also part of it. How many more boxes can there possibly be back there? Part of her problem, I have to say, is she's got the wrong attitude, and the attitude will kill you in any job. Like, any bad attitude in any job, even the best job in the universe, will ruin it for you. And it can potentially ruin it for the people around you if you're working around people. And honestly, the only thing I can say about that is if you start feeling yourself having a bad attitude for a job, again, ask yourself, can you change that attitude? Can you improve it? Or do you just need to quit? Because if you're not happy there, you're never going to be any more happy there unless you can make yourself more happy there in a job. And so, choose the fish, choose the sleeping on the ground, particularly in the game where it's not even that big of an issue. Don't give yourself a heart attack. Don't give yourself a mental condition because you can't do something monotonous. Almost every job is monotonous. Now, on the uniform here too, arguments certainly can be made. She's not You know what? Maybe if I just shut up and concentrate, I'll get this done faster. See, I think she's starting to turn it around. I would argue that this is the kind of job where you wouldn't want to have to wear a uniform. But yeah, I wouldn't want to wear a uniform in this job. It's not like you're working at McDonald's and you need to wear McDonald's shirts, or because you're seeing customers. And even in that case, more and more companies are getting away from that. I know someone who worked at a movie theater, and the movie theater's default uniform was a really ugly, really old-fashioned candy stripe shirt that would look hideous on anybody to put it on there. But their managers managed to make it so that they never actually had to wear that uniform. Instead, they were just given t-shirts, maybe to keep, maybe not to keep, I don't know, for whatever movie was coming out recently. So they were wearing these t-shirts, and at least it looked a little bit better, but still it was a uniform. But yeah, managers don't want to hear complaints, and specifically dumb complaints about, I don't want to wear this clothes. So if they can avoid those complaints, that's fine. The problem comes about when some CEO of a movie theater says all of our employees have to wear this. A great example of that is Steve Jobs was going to try to force all of the people in the Chinese factories and all of his employees, I think also in America, to wear the Steve Jobs black sweater, turtleneck, and like jeans that he was famous for wearing. And even the Chinese employees who knew they could be fired and replaced instantly said, no, we're not going to wear this. That this is just too much, too ridiculous. And Steve Jobs being quite crazy at times, which also led to him eventually dying because he didn't see a doctor early enough, instead tried to do some kind of mysticism healings. Steve Jobs said, fine, if you guys aren't going to wear the uniform, then I'll just wear the uniform. Kind of in a very childish like situation. I will have to admit though, we are up to 40 now. If we get up to 100 on this job, it rolls over. If we get up to 99, there's too much work being done here, and this is not gonna move my series forward, nor is this gonna help. The way time seems to move in this game, I should have almost certainly already done 8 hours, maybe even 10 hours of gameplay. But honestly, this isn't a problem. Fortunately, I suppose I can save peoples some time. Here. Let's see, we can risk something occurring by me playing this up till its end, and then when some amount of dialogue or something happens, I'll start the next recording, because we're at 45 right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if it stops at 50. I would never take this job again if I can avoid it, and I may just leave and do a bad job going forward, but I think, yeah, I'm just going to play the rest of this off screen. As it is, let's save the game, and let's see, 10 hours, saves to 13 hours. I've taken yet another break, that's why there was a big jump in gameplay time. We have $510. I can finally go back and buy that, pay my rent and stay in my apartment if I went back to the other city. We have 22 days remaining, so we're kind of speeding this up. Jill is in a different outfit, and our fate now is 492, where it was 979 before. Whatever these numbers mean, that's interesting. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me further, click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.